My comments are in purple. I will use a male voice to read my comments and a female voice to read the Hon Andrew Lee Kwok Nang's comments.
1. It is unfortunate that the draft law has not yet been published, but it is significant to note that the explanation of the Legislative Affairs Commission of the NPCSC had stated that the legal principles of our system would be followed, including the presumption of innocence. There is no suggestion that the law would be retrospective. 2. I wish to comment on two matters affecting the judiciary. 3. First, it was stated that the chief executive would have the power to select the judges who would deal with national security cases. This would be detrimental to the independence of the judiciary.
It is not clear at the moment if such a judge would be selected from the current judges serving in the judiciary. If yes, it is appropriate for a few specialist judges to deal on matter related to national security, especially when, in the case of Hong Kong, some judges are not Chinese nationals.
4. Under the Basic Law, judges are appointed by the Chief Executive, CE, on the recommendation of an independent commission, that is, the Judicial Officer's Recommendation Commission. Judges are chosen on the basis of their judicial and professional qualities and exercise their judicial power independently, free from any interference.
Hong Kong is a regional government. Laws in Hong Kong related to local crimes can be dealt with by local independent judges. However, for national security, it should be dealt with by judges from the nation, that is the People's Republic of China's appointed judges. That is standard practice worldwide.
5. The judiciary is independent from the executive authorities. It is the independent judiciary which should decide on the judges who would hear these cases without any interference from the executive authorities.
Independence of judiciary on local matters should be protected at all cost for Hong Kong. However, national security is a different level and should be dealt with at the appropriate level, that is national level.
Further, the CE would not have the required knowledge of the experience and expertise of the judges to make the selection on his or her own, and the CE's chairmanship of the National Security Commission to be established in Hong Kong would make it inappropriate for the CE to make the choice on his or her own.
Are you suggesting that the selection of judges for trial of crimes committed under the national security laws be chosen by a specially appointed committee by the National People's Congress? Again, national security is not local matter. Hong Kong's Special Administrative Region is a regional government. Its officials should and would not override the national officials with the authority to government. After all, the Basic Law is approved by the National Congress and overseen by the National Congress.
7. If this view is not acceptable, then the arrangement should at least provide that the CE's selection of these judges must be based on the recommendation of the Chief Justice or that of the Judicial Officer's Recommendation Commission. This would ensure that the choice will be made on a professional and independent basis.
CE can take the suggestion from the Judicial Officer's Recommendation Commission, but again, for matters related to national security, it is not under the jurisdiction of a branch within the regional government. National security is at a higher level of authority than the local government.
8. Secondly, the explanation stated that under specific circumstances, the central authorities may exercise jurisdiction over a tiny number of criminal cases that jeopardize national security. This also raises serious concern.
So it should. When criminals committed crime jeopardizing the security of the nation, it is not the jurisdiction of a regional government to deal with.
9. When exercised, these cases will be dealt with and tried in the mainland. The defendant would not enjoy the safeguards of our judicial process. Although this jurisdiction could only be exercised in the most exceptional circumstances, it would undermine the independent judicial power which our courts are authorized to exercise under the Basic Law.
Again, the local independent judicial power is authorized by the National People's Congress. Such authorization can also be withdrawn by the National People's Congress.